This is Daniel. I'm going over 5 ways to overcome fear / have more motivation. Start you off with a story I heard from Jordan Peterson about a girl who had a lucid dream where a character told her for her to live, she'd have to go to a butcher, or something along those lines. And she was a very sheltered girl. She would, almost faint at the sight of blood, or something along those lines. And so going to a butcher shop was a huge deal. She was, super nervous just, outside the shop. And she would just very slowly eventually walk into the store, which is a big deal. And then the climax of her story was being able to put her hand on a slab of meat. And she did this by just desensitizing herself over time. And, you can apply that to anything. Eventually, there's even a lyric from this guy, it's okay to cry. I don't personally like too much of his stuff, but it's just not my taste. But I do love the song where he says this. It's I've seen Satan, he has dreadlocks. I love that song, I will say that. And he's like, what's broke to a... Oh, I can't say it. He's... Okay, I can't swear on this channel, so I'm just gonna be I'm gonna beep it out. It's what's broke to a mother beeping beggar? What's blood to a mother beeping slayer? And he has some other crazy lines, too. It's awesome. Just really emphasizes you can really just overcome things by, practice. And that has helped me a lot. And another thing I've read in a book called Autobiography of a Yogi, it's full of crazy stories. So a story that's kind of mild, that's still amazing, is at least mild to the book, because it's got full of crazy stories that are awesome. Though this story is about a guy who, before he became a guru, used to fight tigers for sport, barehanded. And one day, Guru told his dad that if he kept on fighting tigers for sport, the next tiger he fought was going to injure him, leading to near-death experience, and afterwards he would become a yogi. And he disregarded what the guru said, and shortly after, this guy was provoking him, saying that he's never fought a real monster tiger. And before I go into this part, I will say that he does say for his ability to fight tigers, other men are as strong as him physically, but they don't have the mental ability. See, to him, these tigers aren't anything, they're not a serious predator, they're just another cat to this guy. And so mindset is a huge part of this. But anyway, so there's this huge crowd that the guy gets to watch him fight this monster tiger, and he starts fighting, he gets his hand injured, the crowd's freaking out, they're saying to kill the tiger, and before he kills him, and right before anything serious bad happens, the guy just, I believe it's with his left hand, he just knocks the tiger out in one blow. It's so awesome. Though, he does say mindset's half the battle. You gotta be able to back it up. And he was strong, but the mindset was very key important thing. And that story even affected my dreams where I was fighting a panther. If you think you can, you can. Or if you think you can't, the quote is, if you think you can, or if you can't, you're right. Nope. And of course it has its limitations, though it has its merits for sure. And another very powerful quote is from Alan Watts. He's fighting pain is pain. Being afraid to feel fear is fear. And he'll talk about how, when kids are little and they, hurt themselves, if you are, concerned, they, feel your, concern, and, it rubs off on them, and then they'll start crying. But if you act oh, it's nothing, you just had a little fell, or you, tumbled a little, then they don't even care, because they just feel your energy. Though that inspired me to see how much pain I could withstand, and I bought some habanero peppers, and I put them in my stir fry that's steaming, and I just randomly have this urge to just go itch my eyebrow, and somehow, the fumes from the steam just, get carried up, and then all of a sudden, the outer edge of my eye, or just, the outer layer of my eye is melting away, burning, it probably was only 15 minutes or so, and somehow, I don't know how it even hhappened. I don't know if I don't know how, this is a long time ago since this happened, but I may have, rubbed my hands together or something. Somehow, I just did it, I itched around my left eye randomly after a while my right eye was burning, and then both my eyes were on fire. And during this experience, I was practicing, getting with the pain, taking it in, or, just being okay with the experience. And it would work, and since I was new to this, it would work for some of the time, and then I would kind of fall back into being in agony. And one thing that helped a lot was, I was just, focusing my mind on taking in positive vibrations and feeling it, just knowing I'm getting stronger from this experience. And, many of you will know how, when you listen to certain type of music, you can get chills, and I was getting chill. I could just like allow the chills to just come into my brain, just like on command, just by like really allowing it in. It's kind of a weird concept to explain, kind of just like opening yourself up internally to positive vibrations healing you, and it helped a lot. And so sometimes we'll have like hesitate on like doing something that could help others or help ourselves. And one thing I tried one day is I made a test vow. So I felt like I wasn't 100% sure if I could make a vow and keep it. So I was like, I'll just make a test vow, just like test vow. I'll do my best to complete it. And I honestly kind of just winged it. Like I honestly just saw somebody who was having a bad day, and I felt like helping them, and I just ended up telling them a random fact that I heard that is actually like rather helpful about like reducing stress, but it wasn't like directly telling them to reduce stress. It was really indirect, that they may not even know that I was purposely making their day better or focusing on making their day better. Because I feel like and like it can come across a little strange if you're just like constantly giving people, if you're constantly like helping people, like they'll feel this energy like, oh, he's doing this because he like pities me. But if you give them an energy like they're fine, they're just having their own experience, everybody has their problems and they get through it, they make it out strong. You actually also is to picturize them in the best way you can, and that will actually attract it out of them. Picturize yourself being very confident and powerful, and just keep on practicing and visualizing and feeling it, and you will attract that. It helps a ton. And last but not least, this has helped me get a lot of stuff done. It's a technique called Kaizen. And basically, you just tell yourself you're going to just do something for like a minute. Or for example, when I first got the book Autobiography of a Yogi, for some reason there was just some resistance in starting the book. And I just told myself I'll just read like 1 or 2 pages. And then like as I start reading, I can't put the book down because it just gets really good. And I'll just read it effortlessly. And also that book, what got me into it was hearing how Steve Jobs would reread that book over and over. And I just thought that was crazy to reread a book over and over. And even though I never even cared for what Steve Jobs did, or I never really knew what he did, honestly, I was like, what's the big deal? But then I actually watched a documentary and I was like, oh, he's a cool dude. Very cool. Yeah, that wraps it up. If you guys want any topics for me to go in depth on, I'll happy to do that. And please, oh yeah, actually one other quick thing. The fastest way to raise your vibration, or one of the fastest ways, is to help others. And yeah, to help more people see this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you all. Have a great night.